Hey guys, what is up? So today is our first official video for the site, for the channel. And what I want to talk about here is I want to take it back to the beginning. So let's start things at the very beginning. If you are watching these videos and things, then you're obviously interested in e-commerce, you're interested in Walmart seller, Amazon seller. So let's take it back to the beginning. For those of you that have the question, which is a very, very common question, is what do I need to have in order to open up a Walmart seller's account, an Amazon seller's account? Like what do I need to have? How do I build a business? What's the paperwork that I need to do this, right? Do I just go apply or is there like stuff that you need? So that's what we're going to talk about in this video today is the paperwork and things that we need for our e-commerce, specifically for Walmart and Amazon, because that's the space that I am in. Now, before we jump into this material, though, I do just need to say that please remember, I am not a tax expert. I'm not a financial business expert. If you have those kind of questions, please go talk to an expert. If you need to double check things, please talk to an expert, okay? This is simply me telling you guys what I have experienced in my journey, things that I have picked up on in my journey that I may have learned from other individuals. So please note, not an expert here, not giving any kind of financial advice. I'm just letting you guys know kind of what the process is, what I went through in order to get my seller's accounts. Okay, so let's get into it. What do we need to actually open up these seller's accounts? Okay, well, we got four things that we need. We need our LLC, we need our EIN number, we need a website, and we need a business bank account. Okay. Got to have these four things in order to open up these seller accounts to officially be a business and get them open and get them actually accepted to be accepted and not denied. Okay. So let's talk about number one, LLCs. Well, LLC formation is going to be your actual business formation, right? It's creating a business. So the biggest misconception that I hear about LLCs is that, oh, you have to get an LLC in the state that you live in. No, you do not have to have an LLC in the state that you live in. You can go to any state that you want in order to get an LLC, to have a business. You can have headquarters in any other state that you want. So some states are better than others. Every LLC, every state formation of LLCs are going to be a little bit different. They're going to charge differently, things like that. It is a state to state decision, so some states are going to be better than others. So our top states that we have, according to me, that I like is number one is going to be Wyoming. Wyoming is a very, very good state to have an LLC formed. First of all, it's going to be a lower cost to form an LLC in Wyoming. They're usually about like 35 bucks if you do it yourself. Can be around 100, 150 if you get a third party to do it for you. So not bad at all compared to some of these other states that we have, okay? Second reason Wyoming is that they also protect LLC owners. Okay, there's a whole privacy laws around LLCs in Wyoming that can help protect you, help protect the owners, help protect personal assets, things like that. That's always nice and good to hear when we are building a business. Okay, so that's why Wyoming is number one. Second state that we have as a best state is going to be Nevada. Okay, Nevada is also a good state when it comes to your privacy, setting up your LLC, getting that privacy and asset protection. Again, very good. We like to hear that when we are creating a business. And then the third state that we have that can be good for LLC creation is going to be Delaware, depending on what type of e-com business you are creating. Delaware is specifically known to be good for startups, for wanting to get investors, to help with your startup in the future, things like that. Delaware helps with those kind of things, having an LLC in Delaware. So do your research. There's other states out there, of course. We have many, many states. So do your research on those, but those are some top three states for LLC formation. So that's LLCs. Now, like I said, LLCs, you can either do it yourself or you can have a third party to do your LLC for you. If you just rather have somebody else, some professional set up your LLC, you certainly can do that. Now, if you want to do it yourself, it's going to be cheaper, right? You're just paying that state filing fee and you're going to go to your Secretary of State. Okay, whatever state you're creating your LLC, you're going to go to that Secretary of State website and you're going to create your LLC through them. If you're using a third party, going to charge a little bit more because you're going to have to pay the filing fee. You're also going to have to pay the third party for their service. So it can be a little bit more, but they can be helpful and just make sure all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed if that's what you prefer to do. Okay. All right. Second thing that we have that we need is our EIN number. Okay, EIN numbers, we gotta have those. Amazon, Walmart, they ask for them. Also, in order to get your business bank account, you gotta have an EIN number. So an EIN number is basically just a social security number for your business. Okay, so it separates things. It gives your business a social security number. Um, in order to get your social security number, you got to have your LLC filed and formed, and then you're going to go to your IRS or to the IRS and get your EIN number from there. They're going to send you a form, it's an SS4 form. Keep that for your records, right? Make sure you keep all of your records, your articles of organization for your LLC, your SS4 form for your EIN number. Keep a hold of that, get some digital copies, keep it in a binder, whatever you need to do. But that's going to give you your EIN number that you need for your business. Third, we need websites, okay? So we got to have a website specifically for Walmart. Walmart in the application process is going to ask you for a website, so you're going to need to have a website to plug in there for the application in order to get approved. Now, if you don't have a website, easy peasy. You can create a website. It's super easy to create websites nowadays. I always recommend people to use Wix, Wix. They essentially do everything for you. It's fast, it's easy, it's within like 5 minutes. You just answer like 3 questions, 5 minutes, it's done. It's created a website for you. So I recommend Wix, especially if you have no technical background, if you're not tech savvy, if you're not a web developer, then use something that's going to help you and just get it done fast and easy for you. And like I said, essentially does everything for you. Just answer a couple questions and it's done. So that's what I do. I recommend Wix if you need to get a website, but you do have to have a website. Okay, specifically for Walmart, you have to have a website. No getting around that. Okay. And let's see, our fourth thing that we were hitting on is going to be our business bank account. Okay, so you got to have a business bank account as well that you want to connect to your Amazon seller account, that you want to connect to your Walmart seller account. This is where you're going to get payouts from. Okay, this is where they're going to pay you. Whenever you start making sales and getting money, they're going to do a automatic payout to these bank accounts. So, got to have a bank account. Remember, we need our EIN in order to create a business bank account. And there are lots of business bank accounts out there, okay? So some of the best business bank accounts that we have that I've heard of throughout my journey, right, is Chase. It's a very, very good one. Lots of people recommend Chase business bank account to get a bank with them. You also have places like American Express that can be good to get bank accounts there. People have used credit unions as well. That way, like lower fees and like no minimum requirements and things like that. The biggest thing with your business bank account, make sure that it is a well-known bank. You don't want something that's so small that it's not going to be recognized by Amazon or Walmart. It's not going to be recognized by suppliers when you start buying products from them, things like that. Okay, make sure it is a well-recognized bank. And all you have to do is take your EIN number, go to that bank, or you can even do it online. Tell them that you want to open up a business bank account. You fill out the information about your business, put your EIN number in there, and then they're going to get that business bank account open. Depending on their regulations, they're going to ask you to deposit a certain amount within 30 days. Typically, across the board, what I have seen is going to be about $2,000 that they want to keep in your account. Depending, like each month, they want to at least $2,000 minimum in your account. Otherwise, they charge you a monthly fee. So take a look at that when you're doing your research on what bank you want to use. Some banks could be a little bit different, but typically across the board, I've seen 2,000. Okay. I know specifically for Chase, if you don't have 2,000, they're going to charge you $15. Okay. So that can be some good information for you guys. All right, so that's really it for this video is just, what we need to have in order to open up our accounts. So that LLC, that EIN, the website, and a business bank account. Okay, those are the 4 things you need. Go ahead and get those things taken care of, get those things taken care of up front. That way you have it all whenever you go to open up your accounts, okay? And like I said, specifically for Walmart, if you do not have these, you can't even open your account at all. It's going to be denied. Okay, so you got to have these things in order to open up your seller's account. Another thing too is whenever you get your EIN number, it can typically take about 30 days for it to hit the IRS database to be in the books. So a lot of times we see people apply for Walmart sellers accounts and they just created their EIN number. They just created their business. And Walmart replies back and says, we're sorry, we cannot find your business. Your information does not match what's in the IRS database. Your EIN cannot be found, something like that. And it's typically because they just created their EIN number. It has not been 30 days. It is not in the IRS database yet. So if that happens, just wait a little bit longer, okay? It has to be in the database in order for Walmart to look it up and actually find that business, okay? So go ahead and get this stuff taken care of. That way you can get past that 30-day window. You have everything set up and everything in order. You have all your paperwork, things like that for when they ask for verification. Sometimes they can ask Walmart and Amazon. Sometimes they can ask to re-verify things. So you just have to send them in the paperwork again. They just want to double check, make sure things haven't changed, something like that. Make sure all your information matches across the board. So across all your paperwork, right? You need your LLC information across all your paperwork. Your LLC business address across all your paperwork. Okay, things like that. It's all got to match. All right, well, that's my video for today. We are going to start to get into how to open up our accounts. Okay, I will look at that with you guys, how to go through that account opening, where you're going to go for that. We're also going to start looking at some needed softwares as well in order to get our business up and running, to find products, specifically to find products for the business, and how to use those softwares. We're going to do a lot of demonstration videos on how to use softwares and things, and the one tool that you really need in order to get this business going. A lot of places will tell you multiple tools. There's really only one tool you need. So stay tuned for that, and we will see you guys on the next one. See ya.